I'm surprised you didn't say Stranger Things. What did you think of Stranger Things?
Okay, well, so I when we sort of talked about shows, I approached it as like what was a brand new show to me that I loved this
Mm,
year.
okay,
I because I did actually think of Stranger Things
right.
very quickly, but then thought like, no, I should talk about like an entire show that I watched the last year, because I mean, obviously that's over several years.
Yeah.
I did love Stranger Things. I loved this season better than I loved season 2.
Okay.
Um, the only big disappointment for me this season was Hopper, the character of
Okay.
Hopper. He just got really weird and yelly and
Mm-hmm.
one-dimensional.
Yep.
And that was just a big letdown because he was one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of dropped a little bit in my ranking system. Um, it was, I mean, like I loved the new setting. I loved the Starcourt Mall. I loved all the
Mm-hmm.
adventures there. Um, I just thought I think overall plot wise, I loved this season. I thought some characters just took a little bit of a nosedive.
Mm-hmm.
Hopper being one. Um, and then um Charlie being another, Will's older brother.
Oh, right. Okay. Okay.
He just when his whole like dynamic with Nancy at the paper was just like
Mm-hmm.
you're
Yep.
being like a big denier of like what she's telling you is happening, and I didn't really see the point of that. Like I
Sure.
just felt like they dragged that out a little bit. So the star of that season for me was Billy, Max's
Yes.
older brother. Absolutely.
For
Just
sure.
like knocked it out of the park, crushed every single scene.
Yep.
Um and I'm yeah.
I, I,
I was gonna say something
yeah,
and then I don't know if
I
I
know.
should.
I was,
But
I was thinking while we're talking as how we probably should have prefaced by like, well, you know,
spoiler.
yeah, we'll be like, if something's gonna
Scouting
come up
spoiler.
that's spoilery, we'll
Yes.
give it an advance notice,
Okay.
I would think.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I think we talked about Stranger Things some. It does. I mean, it's one of those things like a Spielberg show or like the original, well, not the original, but the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. There's a
Mhm.
as an art to the balance between drama and humor, and I think that in
Yes.
this last decade, it's really the Marvel franchise that's kind of managed to nail that best usually. And so I think
Absolutely.
Stranger Things is having that trouble, um, where when is it funny and when is it serious? And it seemed to me like a lot of it should be serious, but they're too busy making sure they inject humor into everything. Um,
Right.
there's
Right.
a scene with a little girl that is like in there is with the group, and it's like, this is very serious, little child. You could die here, okay? It's not
Absolutely.
funny, and so you got to
Yeah.
balance that to make it believable yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt like the humor was a little forced and a little one note. Sort of relying on stereotypes or tropes,
Sure.
rather than cleverness.
Hmm.
Um, there were certainly moments, of course, that I still thought were very funny, and were more well executed. But on the whole, like you said, humor was a little off balance this season.